Let's just dive right into this explainer, because today we are plunging straight into the sheer, awe-inspiring power of the ultimate Cold War machine. I mean, we're talking about a true pinnacle of engineering, a masterpiece of human ingenuity that literally defied the laws of nature. This is the story of the Saturn V. It's the monumental rocket that carried humanity all the way to the moon, and we're going to look at the incredible, frankly nearly impossible technical hurdles engineers had to overcome just to get this thing off the launch pad.
7.5 million. Now, that staggering number right there, that represents the total pounds of thrust required just for the Saturn V to break the bonds of Earth's gravity. When you actually sit and think about a vehicle weighing 3,000 tons lifting off vertically into the sky, the mind absolutely boggles. To make this happen, NASA had to push science and engineering to its absolute ragged limits. But you have to ask, why the rush? Why build a machine this terrifyingly powerful in just a few short years?
Section 1. The Global Imperative. Losing the space race. Before we can really grasp the engineering miracles, we've got to understand the geopolitical desperation that demanded them.
You see, the space race wasn't happening in a vacuum. It was essentially a high-stakes proxy battle of the Cold War. In the late 1950s and early 60s, the United States found itself just completely humiliated by this rapid barrage of Soviet firsts. First, they put the artificial satellite Sputnik 1 into orbit. Literally a month later, they sent a living dog, Laika, into space. And then the ultimate blow hit in April 1961, when Yuri Gagarin became the first human to orbit the Earth. Supremacy in space was the ultimate symbol of global technological superiority, and honestly, America was losing, and losing badly.
So to calm this mounting national hysteria, President Kennedy drew a bold line in the sand. He pledged to land an American on the moon and return him safely to Earth before the end of the 1960s. The really incredible reality here. At the exact moment Kennedy made that speech, NASA had little to no idea how to actually build a rocket capable of reaching the moon. It was absolutely the most audacious thing the agency had ever attempted.
Section 2. The blueprint from Nova to Saturn V. To get to the moon, they obviously first had to figure out what the vehicle would even look like.
Initially, the legendary rocket scientist Wernher von Braun envisioned this colossal rocket called the Nova. This behemoth was supposed to fly directly to the moon, land its massive 50-ton bulk right on the surface, and fly back. But scientists didn't even know if the lunar surface could support that kind of weight. So instead of building one impossibly huge ship, engineers pivoted. They utilized a multi-stage design, ingeniously segmenting the rocket into 3 separate stages. As each stage completely exhausted its fuel, those heavy, empty tanks and engines were simply discarded. The rocket was constantly shedding dead weight as it blasted toward space.
Section 3. The muscle. Taming the F1 engine. To lift that initial 3,000-ton vehicle off the pad, the first stage needed 5 colossal F1 engines.
But harnessing that much energy proved to be incredibly dangerous. Each F1 engine burned an almost incomprehensible 3 tons of fuel every single second. Just try to imagine that, 3 tons of liquid just disappearing in the blink of an eye. The first stage required fuel tanks that essentially functioned like the world's largest cryogenic thermos flasks, just to hold the supercooled liquid oxygen and kerosene.
And here's where things got really tricky. Pouring that absolute ocean of fuel into a literal cauldron of burning gas caused a deadly problem known as combustion instability. In early testing, engines were failing catastrophically after just a few seconds. A thrust flame would streak around the inside of the combustion chamber, spinning faster and faster, which led to some spectacular, devastating explosions right there on the test stands.
Engineers found themselves trapped in this fatal feedback loop. Here's how it worked. Inconsistent fuel flow would increase the thrust, which then created rising pressure. That pressure acted like a physical wall, restricting the incoming fuel supply. Suddenly, starved of fuel, the thrust drops, the pressure falls, and boom, a massive surge of fuel rushes right back in, starting the violent cycle all over again. To stop this rocket-destroying vibration, thousands of engineers tirelessly tested the engines. Eventually, they figured out how to install physical baffles inside the chamber to physically balance and smooth out that fiery flow.
Section 4. The weight, the common bulkhead challenge. So with the mighty F1 engines finally stabilized for the first stage, NASA faced another life-or-death hurdle in the second stage.
Due to some design changes in the Apollo spacecraft, the entire rocket was getting way too heavy. They desperately needed to reduce the vehicle's weight. Originally, the second stage was designed with two separate fuel tanks, but to save weight and shorten the stage, engineers made a, frankly, terrifying decision. They combined them. This meant placing two intensely cold, highly flammable liquids right next to each other. On one side, you have liquid hydrogen chilling at minus 423 degrees Fahrenheit, and just millimeters away, liquid oxygen at minus 297 degrees.
The only thing separating these two was a single, newly designed common bulkhead, basically a very thin layer of insulation separating a 130-degree temperature difference. This incredibly fragile barrier was a massive potential showstopper. If heat leaked between the two, it meant total catastrophic failure, an explosion. Engineers had to stretch 1960s material science to its absolute limits, inventing brand new welding and insulation techniques just to shave off a few precious pounds and keep the entire mission alive.
Section 5. Trials and Triumphs. Surviving the Pogo Effect. Spaceflight, as we know, is incredibly unforgiving.
Even with perfect materials and stable engines, the sheer physical forces of launch threaten to tear the rocket apart in midair. What happens when fuel vibrations shake a 3,000-ton rocket? Well, the reality is almost unthinkable. During the unmanned Apollo 6 launch in April 1968, the entire vehicle began to shake violently shortly after liftoff. And we aren't talking about a minor rattle here. Flight data revealed it was a force so severe it would have killed any astronauts sitting up top in the command module. The mechanics behind this terror is known as the pogo effect. Basically, as the rocket moves, it alters the way fuel flows through the lines. That altered flow changes the thrust, which then jerks the rocket, which alters the fuel flow all over again. It acts like a giant, lethal pogo stick. During that Apollo 6 flight, this violent shaking actually ruptured a fuel line in the second stage and caused two of its engines to completely fail in flight. The rocket just barely limped into orbit. But NASA refused to accept defeat. With Kennedy's end-of-decade deadline looming rapidly, they threw over 1,000 engineers at this single problem. They developed complex, heavy pogo suppression systems, something they had previously avoided using because of weight and cost, and they fitted them to all subsequent Saturn V rockets. It was this uncompromising test, and retest methodology, a real legacy of the early rocket pioneers, that ultimately tamed the beast and saved the Apollo program.
Section 6. The Ultimate Victory. Winning the Moon. All of these harrowing engineering trials finally paved the way for mankind's greatest triumph.
The payoff to all the near disasters and relentless problem-solving began with the incredibly audacious Apollo 8 mission in December 1968. This was the very first time humans flew the Saturn V and actually broke the gravitational bond with our home planet. The emotional payoff of that flawless engineering arrived on Christmas Eve. Orbiting the moon, the crew read from the book of Genesis. For the very first time in human history, mankind could look back at an insignificant Earth, just floating there in an incredibly vast black sky, blotting out all of human history with a single thumb.
Just months later, in July 1969, Apollo 11 perfectly executed Kennedy's dream. The Saturn V launched Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins on a flawless trajectory. When Armstrong stepped onto the lunar surface, it definitively secured absolute American superiority in the space race. Over the following years, the mighty Saturn V maintained a perfect 100% safety record. It sent 24 men to the moon and safely delivered 12 down to its surface. So as we wrap up this explainer, we really see how this unparalleled machine wasn't just a tool of the Cold War. It was the ultimate embodiment of human ambition. It inspired an entire generation of scientists, engineers, and dreamers. The Saturn V proved that when we combine flawless engineering with relentless determination, we can literally touch the stars. The only question left is, when will humanity find the courage to build such a magnificent machine and dare to take that next giant leap once more?